الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون.
It's 8 p.m. in Banjul, and this is GRTS News, broadcasting for viewers in the Gambia and around the world. Our top stories this hour. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmadulamin Samate, presides over the launch of a joint cross-border bed net distribution meant to provide mosquito bed nets to millions of people in the Gambia and Senegal. Plus, a humanitarian organization, DOP Management Information Systems, donate food, clothing, and sanitary items to fire victims of Dipakunda and Joswang. Away from home, Russia steps up attack in Ukraine ahead of Victory Day. And despite the ongoing war in Ukraine, Russia prepares to hold World War II victory celebration on Monday. Well, those are the headlines and much more coming ahead with me, Rohibite. Do stay with us. Well, it's great to have you here. Strengthening the fight against malaria, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmadulamin Samate, and his Senegalese counterpart, Abdoulaye Diouf Sarr, on Sunday presided over the launch of a cross-border bed net distribution campaign. The event, held in Karang, Senegal, is part of efforts to curb malaria infections in the Senegambia region. The initiative seeks to provide over 2 million bed nets to people in the Gambia and 14 million to those in Senegal. We hope to bring you that in our subsequent newscasts. And away from that, the Management Information Systems, a humanitarian foundation comprising alumni and students of the University of the Gambia, on Saturday donated foodstuff, clothing, and sanitary items to the fire victims of Dipakunda and Joswang. Senabu Jan has the details in this report.
Dipakunda, Tube Town, and Joshuang lost all their belongings. The MIS Humanitarian Foundation deemed it necessary to contribute and show support by donating clothing, food, and sanitary items to the affected families in Dipakunda, Tube Town, and Joshuang.
We met in the University of the Gambia in a course called Management Information System, and we formed a reunion of previous students and lecturers. And now we transform the reunion partly to make it as a foundation, humanitarian foundation, where we will be caring for people in need. And coincidentally, while we were in our formulation stage, we saw on TV that this family, where we are right now, were struck by disaster, fire disaster, which brought down everything. The building was completely burned to ashes, and nothing was rescued from the building.
Ibrahim Asanyang, the Secretary to the Social and Events Committee for MIS Foundation, emphasized the need for supporting the victims.
MIS Foundation engagements have gone to these following areas, which we think is a need to support the Gambian population where the need arises. We have areas that we sat and discussed together and feel like those areas are needed. We'll work together by complementing government's efforts, and other NGOs will look at the people who are ready to help. We are coming to those areas.
Community elders in Dipakunda, Chub Town, including Alhaji Matandao and Faraba Ibrahim Sow, thanked the organization for the gesture and saying the family has encountered huge losses in the past 2 years after the demise of the family heads, which include their father and mother. The duo, however, added that everything happens by the will of the Almighty God. The next family to receive support was the Gay family in Joshuang, as their line house was also burnt down to ashes. This, according to a resident, Ajifatu Gay, believed was caused by a gas cylinder. President of the MIS Foundation, Fatimata Kering, said these 7 bales of clothing and cash amounting to 5,000 dalasis are earmarked to complement ongoing efforts of the Gay family.
We have a token of 5,000 dalasis that we brought with 4 boxes of clothes and 3 Ghana must go. All of them are clothing that will help to help you maintain your dignity throughout this event and after the aftermath of this crisis. We know it is not much, but we hope that you will take it into good use, and also hope that that this kind of thing will not recur again.
A beneficiary, Ajifatu Gay, thanked the donors for the help as it wasn't expected, while urging all Gambians and residents to be careful of gas cylinders in their homes. Sainabu Janjani for GRTS News.
Sunshine Education Support Initiative is a local organization that is focused on sponsoring school children in the Gambia and Nigeria. The NGO, founded by a Nigerian called Soni Nwachukwu, has been officially launched in the Gambia at a colorful ceremony held in Bakau on Saturday. Ibrahim Jallo has the details of that story.
Individual donors and partner institutions gathered at the SS Peter and Paul Center in Bakau for the official launch of the Sunshine Education Support Initiative, SESI. The ceremony also served as a platform of empowerment as donors renewed their support to the non-profit and life-changing cause.
I enjoyed giving from childhood. I love giving. And having come to Gambia, and Gambia, through the help of God, have blessed me. I want to go back, give back to Gambia people before I leave back to my home country, Nigeria. So because Gambia have been a blessing to me, I have enjoyed my stay here in Gambia. And there's no how I will go back to Nigeria without being a blessing to the children of Gambia. That tomorrow, in their life, they will remember there was a man called Sunshine who was here.
Regular donors and affiliate members of SESI spoke of the need to encourage the organization's support for students' education in different categories.
By this empowerment, we are challenging all students or pupils that are less privileged to identify with SESI so that they can benefit from SESI Fund in Education Initiative Support Program.
We want to encourage education by sponsoring students who cannot afford it. So, and it's a good thing that they have done, and we will continue to be in support of them from the side.
The Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education of the Gambia, Jere Sanyang, applauds the initiative, citing collaborative actions to push the organization's agenda forward.
Sony has been collaborating with the ministry for a long time, and as we speak, I want to inform you that we have signed a memorandum of understanding with the association and highlighted areas of collaboration.
The ceremony was punctuated with drama by students of SESI, highlighting the need to support the less privileged in society.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fate of a nation lies in the willingness of its people. We are the children, your children. We are the future, your future.
Prominent personalities, including Nigerian diplomats and traditional leaders in the Gambia, grace the occasion. Ibrahima Diallo, GRTS News.
Darul Rahman Islamic School, a Quranic memorization school in Kanifing, on Saturday held its annual Quranic recitation competition aimed at improving the knowledge of children in the Quran and basic teachings of Islam. The annual convention attracted Islamic scholars, parents, and guardians with a clear message of inculcating good morals in the minds of the children in accordance with the principle and teaching of Islam. The proprietors of the school, Aja Safia Haidara, appealed to the parents to encourage their children to learn and follow the teachings of the Holy Quran in order to gain the supreme achievement in this life and hereafter. Let's take a listen.
Let's pay attention to the orphans and care for them because their parents are not alive. Before you give food to your children, you better give food to the orphans first. God is watching us over the orphans living in our society. Caring for the orphans is highly rewarding. Meanwhile, some people are and are still helping orphans. I have seen that in this town.
That was Aja Safia Haidara, the proprietress of Darul Rahman Islamic School, there on the occasion of the annual Quranic recitation competition. Time now to take our first break. When we return, we will take a look at how Russia is planning ahead of Monday's anniversary of the Soviet Union's victory over Nazi Germany in World War II, following efforts by Moscow to step up fresh attacks across Ukraine with a bombardment of basic steel plant in Mariupol. Do stay tuned.
Hello, Sister Nya here, and today we are doing the unboxing of the Africell 4G LTE CPE router. Have you gotten yours yet? Here it is. All right, now let's do the unboxing of the Africell 4G CPE router. I do love the sound of opening new stuff. And this right here is a beauty. What you don't know is it also takes you for an extra 6 hours of charge when there's no power. No power, no problem. Get your CPE routers now at your nearest Africell outlet and thank me later.
Welcome back. Time to look at other news making headlines across the globe. Beginning with Russia-Ukraine conflict, where Russian forces have stepped up their attacks across Ukraine following firing cruise missiles at the southern port city of Odessa. They have also resumed the bombardment of the besieged steel plant in Mariupol after the remaining women, children, and older adults were evacuated. Observers believe Moscow aims to make symbolic gains before Monday's anniversary of the Soviet Union victory over Nazi Germany in World War II. Details in this DWTV report.
Blasted trees in the eastern Ukrainian city of Bakhmut, a grim decoration for a war nobody here is celebrating. Residents survey the damage following another Russian airstrike. Svetlana has come to collect belongings from what was once her home. How can I survive with that? This was my parents' house. My sister was living here. I was living here too. People are homeless now, and 2 of our neighbors were killed. They're killing people. As Ukrainian forces go on the offensive, intense battles in the eastern Donetsk region have seen front lines shifting village by village. 30 kilometers away in the town of Konstantinivka, Vasily Burlutsky says he ran to protect his 3 children who were sleeping in another room when shelling began. To civilians like these, it makes little difference whose ordnance is falling on their homes and schools. Everything should be normal, like it is for everybody else. What can we do now? Who's guilty? I don't know. Who should I blame for this? Barrages of Russian rockets also rained down on Kharkiv, destroying civilian targets, including a museum, even as Ukrainian forces around the city drove the Russians back. Numerous Russian rockets also struck civilian targets in the port of Odessa. Some observers say Vladimir Putin wants a symbolic victory to celebrate on May 9th, the day that Russia commemorates victory over Nazi Germany at the end of World War II. The Azovstal factory complex, last bastion of Ukraine's forces in Mariupol, looks like his most likely target. The last civilians who'd been trapped in the plant's underground bunkers have now been evacuated and bussed out of Mariupol. President Zelensky says he wants to negotiate safe passage out for all civilians who are still in the ruined city.
Well, despite the war in Ukraine, Russia is preparing for its annual World War II Victory Day celebration on Monday. The event marks the anniversary of the Soviet Union victory over Nazi Germany and normally feature huge soldiers' parades and military hardware. But with Russia's ongoing war in Ukraine, how appropriate is it to celebrate? DWTV asked the people in Moscow, and this was their reactions.
The victory parade for the Great Patriotic War is always appropriate. It's our history.
Nobody should forget our ancestors' triumph.
Let's see what military hardware is on show. What we've got. What we still have. But we're not proud. We're not officers.
It's tradition. Every year.
Traditions are important for our generation. That's why we need the parade. The parade is always called for. It's about remembering. Should we kneel before Europe instead? Never. Why shouldn't it be appropriate? What does the 1945 victory have to do with today?
The parade is appropriate. It's an occasion that deserves to be celebrated. The question is how. Of course, events in Ukraine are overshadowing everything. But remembering the past is important. Ukrainians were also part of the victory.
Well, before we end this newscast, a quick look at our top stories once again. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmadullamin Samate, has presided over the launch of a joint cross-border bed net distribution meant to provide mosquito bed nets to millions of people in the Gambia and Senegal. Plus, the humanitarian organization, DOP Management Information Systems, has donated food, clothing, and sanitary items to fire victims of Dipakunda and Joswang. Away from home, Russia is stepping up attacks in Ukraine ahead of Victory Day. And despite the ongoing war in Ukraine, Russia is preparing to hold World War II victory celebration on Monday. And that's it for the news. Thanks for the pleasure of your company. And do join us again at 2200 hours for more news and updates. Until then, bye for now.
My dear, how come you are constantly on your phone texting? You must have lots of credit.
Credit. All I need is $5. With the after-sale SMS Express service, you can send 250 SMSs for $5 only. All you need to do is send SUB to 7050 for $5 only, and you can benefit from 250 SMSs valid for 7 days and enjoy texting.
Where AfriCell goes, nobody dares to follow.
Double the data, double the fun. Only on AfriMoney.
Buzz Bundle. To enjoy the Buzz Bundle on AfriMoney, dial star 777 hash and double your data for as low as $10 and get 80 megabytes. And also receive 3 gigabytes of data for only $150. There's more. Just dial star 777 hash to find out.
All bundles are valid for 7 days. To cash in, Visit our nearest AfriMoney agent.
AfriMoney. Send money anywhere, anytime.